let me ask you a question. What does it really mean to be peaceful? Is it just about not being able to cause harm? Or is it something way deeper, something a lot more powerful? So let's get into it, because today we're going to explore a mindset that flips our whole idea of peace right on its head. All right, so this analogy really just sets the stage for everything. On one side, you've got the sheep. I mean, sure, it's harmless, but that's only because it has literally no other choice, right? It can't defend itself. Its peace is just, well, it's just powerlessness. But then you have the lion. Now that's a whole different ballgame. The lion has all this incredible power, but it can choose to just lie there peacefully in the sun. And that right there, that choice, that control over its own strength, that's everything. So here's the whole point. Real peace isn't about being incapable of violence. It's about having that capability and having it under complete control. See, being harmless, that's not a virtue. It's a liability. It just means you're vulnerable and you can't protect the things or the people that matter. And this idea, this is the absolute foundation of what we're calling the guardian mindset. Okay, so to really get on board with this, you have to kind of wrestle with what feels like a total paradox. The idea that to be a truly good, peaceful person, you might first have to become a dangerous one. Let's dig into that. So let's actually define it. The guardian mindset? Look, it's not about being aggressive. Not at all. It's a conscious choice you make inside your own head. It's you saying to yourself, you know what? I'm done being potential prey. I'm going to be the person who can protect myself and protect others. It's a massive psychological shift from passive to protector. And this old saying just sums up the whole philosophy perfectly. It's about developing skills you pray you never have to use. Think about it. The warrior in the garden has all this strength, but he's surrounded by peace. The gardener in a war, well, he's got good intentions, but he's completely, utterly useless when things get real. Being prepared for something you hope never happens, that's the ultimate goal. This really forces us to rethink what a good person even is. Society kind of trains us to be quiet, don't make waves, be nice. But this mindset says no. True goodness requires real strength. It means you have to look your own capacity for force right in the eye, and then have the discipline to keep that sword sheathed. And here's the payoff in the real world. Predators, well, they're experts at one thing, spotting an easy target. They're looking for the sheep, not the lion. So when you start carrying yourself with that quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're capable, you just stop looking like prey. You give off a totally different signal, one that says, nope, not me, move along. And it's not about puffing your chest out, it's about a deep, calm strength that people can just feel. Now, this whole thing, it's not just about keeping yourself safe. There's a real moral responsibility that comes with it. And a great way to think about this is through this old idea of the watchman on the wall. So the watchman had one job, right? To stand on the wall and be the early warning system for the whole city. If he saw danger coming and he sounded the alarm, he did his duty. His hands were clean no matter what happened after that. But if he saw the threat and stayed silent, maybe he was scared, maybe he just didn't want to cause a panic, then the blood of the people was on his hands. It's such a powerful way to think about the real cost of doing nothing. And this brings us to a really tough question, one that trips up a lot of good people. We're so trained to be nice all the time that we freeze up when it's time to be forceful, even when someone is clearly in danger. So let's ask it straight up. Is it a mean thing to do to protect an innocent person? The answer is a hard no. It's not mean at all. From the guardian's point of view, stepping in to protect someone who can't protect themselves, that isn't just okay. It is the highest form of kindness you can show. That's the moral clarity you need to act when seconds count. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the why, the whole philosophy behind this. Now let's get practical. Let's talk about the how. What are the actual tools you can start using, today? And the most important tool in the toolkit, it isn't some martial arts move. It's information. This idea comes straight from the world of spies, and it's called information supremacy. The best protectors win the fight before it even starts, just by being more aware than everybody else. So this all starts with these zones of awareness. Most people, and I mean most people, walk around in what's called the white zone. Head down, buried in their phone, earbuds blasting, totally oblivious. They are, frankly, the perfect target. The guardian, on the other hand, learns to live in the yellow zone. And no, this isn't about being paranoid and jumpy. It's just being present. You're relaxed, but you're actually paying attention to what's going on around you. So how do you do that? 3 simple habits. First, you establish the baseline. Basically, you notice what's normal for any place you're in. What's the normal vibe, the normal sounds. That way, your brain instantly flags it when something feels off. Second, you always map the exits. Every time you walk into a new room, your brain should just automatically clock where the doors are. It's not fear, it's just a habit. And third, you blend in. You wear the humble mask. The goal is not to look intimidating. It's to be the gray man, the person nobody even remembers seeing. Okay, listen up, because this next part is a huge psychological key. It's so important. Predators know something about good, polite people. Most of us are more afraid of being rude than we are of being hurt. We'll ignore that creepy feeling in our gut just to avoid an awkward moment. And they use that. They exploit our politeness to get closer and take control. So what's the antidote? It's simple, but it's not easy. You have to give yourself permission. Permission to be rude. Permission to put your hand up and say, hey, back up. Permission to just say no. To trust that gut feeling and walk away, even if it makes you look weird. I'm telling you, breaking that social contract when you need to is more powerful than any martial art. All right, let's bring this all home. What does this actually mean for you, starting right now? How do you actually start becoming the lion? Look, the benefits here aren't for some one-in-a-million dark alley attack. They're for right now, for your everyday life. This mindset crushes daily anxiety. Why? Because a lot of anxiety just comes from feeling helpless. Once you feel capable, once you have a plan, that fear just starts to shrink. You'll find you walk a little taller, you speak with more authority, and you actually become a pillar of strength for the people you care about. But for any of this to actually stick, you need something powerful to drive you. You need to find your why. And for most of us, that's not about ourselves. It's about protecting someone else. Your kids, your partner, your parents. See, when you're fighting for somebody else, your own fear, your own discomfort, it just doesn't seem as important. Your why is the anchor that holds you down when everything else is chaos. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. 3 super simple things you can start doing this week. Number 1. Look up. Just put the phone away when you're walking somewhere and just observe. See what you see. Number 2, identify your why. Get a piece of paper and write down exactly who you are doing this for. Be specific. And number 3, and this might sound silly, practice saying no. Just stand in front of a mirror and say it with a firm voice. Building that vocal authority is a real trainable skill. And that's it. That's the entire journey right there. This was never about looking for a fight. It's about building the strength, the awareness, and the moral backbone to make sure that real peace, not harmlessness, but real peace can exist around you. You're choosing to be dangerous so that you can finally be truly peaceful.